What is up? How's it going? What is up? We got Lady Enigma in the house. First one in. Lady Enigma. What is up? Appreciate your support. Legendary, infinite growth. Infinite growth. Holly Molly. How you guys doing? Appreciate everybody tuning in. Welcome. BTC community, Ethereum community, DOT community, XRP community, ADA community, Link community, LTC community, XLM community, all the communities out there. No sunglasses tonight. Seeing things a little bit clearly today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, we got a new layout thanks to the Bagman, XRP Bags, donating a layout to the channel. Appreciate you, XRP Bags. Really awesome layout right here, man. Fits really well with what was already here. It's just a nice, very, very creative overlay. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, XRP Bags. Very talented dude. The guy does it all. He's like XRP. He's just interoperable. He's like a Swiss Army knife, you know. Fast, efficient. Could do a lot of different things. A lot of use cases for the Bagman out there. Bill Gold, how you doing? Frogadelic Research Group. Guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in so quickly. Thanks for hitting those likes on the way in as well. Getting people's attention out there of what's going on. I know the streams are not every day. I got a lot of work happening outside of the streams as well. But when I want to stream and when I have the time and I want to talk with the Blue Crew, catch up and hang out with y'all, we stream and we talk about some news. And, you know, so far it's been like no crazy news has been happening. I mean, aside from the usual that you have in the space, which is usually crazy news, we've been seeing alt season happening in front of our eyes. I mean, ICX, guys, is at 90 cents. And what was last stream that I had, we were talking about ICX when it was around, what, 76 cents? And look at this thing blasting off. You also got Theta doing its thing. You got MPXX. You got Solana. Great news for Solana coming out today. Credit's doing its thing. I want to try to get some more credits before it starts popping off above 2 cents. Good partnerships there. Good quality crypto. And I really think it really hasn't even joined the alt party yet. Along with DAG. You know, there's still so many cryptos, and we still have the whole rest of this year to really see how these cryptos are going to grow. Because if this is anything like what 2017 was, I think we're going to see some ridiculous prices in this in the alts specifically. Maybe Bitcoin as well. But in the alts specifically, I think we're going to see some prices that we weren't expecting. You're already seeing some alts, like the Ethereums and the Chainlinks, going way past their all-time high. I mean, I'm not saying Ethereum's way past its all-time high, but we're at the point of where it's breaking its all-time high, and now we're looking for some price discovery, right? So we had a little bit of a red day, but ICX doesn't seem to be affected by this. I'm loving seeing what Icon is doing, and I think it's still undervalued, believe it or not. At 90 cents, I think it's just starting to join the party with a lot of these other alts. Think about it. Some of these alts are already, if I scroll over here, give me a sec. Oh, I guess I have to do it in full screen. But some of these alts are already over 1,000%, but for the year, for example, from the year to date percentage. ICX hasn't even gotten there yet for a year to date, right? Some of these alts have already hit like 500% on the 30-day. I think ICX is going to probably continue to break out towards the upside, and in a major way, I think we'll probably see a $2 ICX sometime soon. And remember, its all-time high was around 1243. We can't just assume that all alts are going to go to their all-time highs and surpass their all-time highs, but I think at least the ones that are real boats, real blockchains, seem to have a good chance to do that. And I don't know what's going on with ICX, but I think I should maybe just call this ICX breakout stream, because we got 91-cent Icon going on. Much love to the XRP community, though. You guys know XRP, my #1 in my portfolio, but I'm definitely excited to see my ICX popping off. Was really happy to see HBAR popping off. We had Algo at around, what, 65 cents for a bit? 62 cents, now consolidating heavily. I was even thinking when it hit that point whether I should try to take some profits and then maybe buy back in lower, and it hit. I should have taken those profits and I didn't. I hesitated and I paid for it. So what's up to everybody in the chat? We got XRP Bags in the chat, just giving you a shout out earlier, my man. Thank you so much for that, for this awesome overlay for the channel, dude. It's really cool. By the way, got a little bit of a X sweater. It's not an XRP sweater just yet. It's not an XDC sweater. It's not an XLM sweater. I gotta start getting some crypto accessories. That's for sure. I gotta get some crypto hats or something like that. Oh, I didn't know ICX was one of Jay's top coins. Yeah, man. I mean, so far I've been pretty impressed with this little list that we've built up over the years right here. I mean, I'm only invested in about half of these, but ICX is definitely one of my major holdings. I would love to take profits, but honestly, I still think this thing is so undervalued even right now where it's at. I think maybe once we get past $1 or $2, probably try to take some profits around then. But for right now, I'm enjoying holding my ICX and staking, man. This is what alt season's all about. When you have interest, staking, you're getting interest, you're staking, and you have alt season, it's just like the best combination ever. And it's awesome, man. It's fun. It's good to, who knows, some people are saying we're going to probably see a winter or something. That's there's always this hype of a massive crash that could happen, and it totally could. You can never discount, you never underestimate the effect of a global catalyst to really drive the markets down. But so far, it seems like crypto hasn't really given a crap about, what's going on in the outside world, especially with these alts, man. I mean, look at where we had HBAR finally wake up from 3 cents after it's been at 3 cents forever, and it's now like making a home at around 9 cents. Who knows? It might go back down to 7 cents, because that was a kind of out of nowhere jump from 3 cents to 9 cents. But I think ADA will probably make a major jump sometime soon. People getting excited about Ocean, saying Ocean's going to go for $1. We'll see, guys. A lot of good news. Also some bad news, but here I'll just give you guys a preview of what we might go over tonight. So we got Bank of England governor believes cryptocurrencies of today won't survive in the long term. We also have Davos, which is currently underway. Davos 2021 to achieve a great reset. We can't count on the same old globalists to lead the way. We also got a post from Circle talking about Solana being live. I also think they announced XLM or Stellar being live, which is great. We also got some other good news. We'll go through just my Twitter feed because that's where I basically share all the news that I'll probably go over. We got some AGI news as well. But let's just check out the chat, say what's up to everybody. We got some activity coming from Quant here. Looks good. Looks good. Give me 1 second, guys. Guys, thanks for those 9 likes. Thanks for the 19 viewers. What's up, everybody? You guys enjoying the moon man walking on the moon right there? Infinite Growth, what's up? Crypto Squirrel, how's it going, man? How's it going, Crypto fam? Appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys are amazing, man. The Blue Crew, your guys' support to this channel just means the world. Thank you. Mirrored shades with X's. Ooh, I like that, Legendary. That's what I need to get, man. Just the mirrored shades with X's. That's a good idea, dude. Daniel XRP, what's up, man? We need some XRP shades, exactly, Legendary. Man, we got some good people in this house today, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Will the XRP army recruit Soldier Boy? That was interesting, man. He seemed like Soldier Boy's got, you know, quite a following, right? And I think he's known about XRP probably for some time, and then he's probably one of those people who buys crypto, holds it, and then just forgets it. He doesn't really participate in the crypto world and the news, right? And so he comes out of nowhere and he says, why can't I buy XRP on Coinbase, right? He's like, where can I get some XRP? What's going on? Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays. Getting that crypto raise. Gonna blast off for days. It's definitely been blasting off, man. I mean, we're probably going to see some consolidation happen soon. But I think some other cryptos will probably, you know, while others are consolidating, maybe some other alts will start rocketing. Right? I'm still waiting for TRX Tron to join the fold here. I think Tron has a really good chance. If it can blast off past 4 cents, I think 10 cents is very achievable for TRX. And I mean, it's been at 2 cents forever. So, you know, it's like HBAR, man. HBAR finally woke up from that 3 cent consolidation. We know there's things going on with Tron. Tron has actually been surprisingly, I don't know, maybe if, I don't really follow Justin Sun, so maybe Justin Sun hasn't been too quiet. But it seems like Tron's been pretty quiet. Nobody really talks about Tron anymore. Everybody's getting caught up with a lot of the flashiness of DeFi and these new products, right? These new coins. I think it's almost like the similar mistakes to what happened in 2017. Where you had like a lot of these flashy coins and these new coins, everybody just got caught up in. And yes, maybe they do run, but you know, you end up seeing them dump as well, right? Good to see ICX moving though. It was at 91 cents just a bit. Let's check out what the Bank of England governor has to say about cryptocurrencies. Yeah, I don't know what to think about the Flare IOUs with BitTrue. People have been talking about that. I don't know what to think of it. Maybe Bags knows some more information on it. I mean, I don't use BitTrue personally. That's just my own preference. Some exchanges I use that don't have bit licenses. BitTrue isn't one of them, but you know, I'm able to get my other cryptos where in other places that I can send them to my ledger, or I can hold them in my Uphold wallet or in my Coinbase wallet, like places where I want to have my crypto secure, either in the housed wallets that they belong to, you know, make sure I have a copy of all my private keys for each account, all that stuff. You know, I'm trying to just be safe right now. I'm not saying BitTrue isn't safe. I just don't know what that whole Flare IOU thing is, because maybe that just has its own different price. Like, let's say Flare IOUs go to $1, and then once it gets closer to the actual Flare airdrop, like, will they actually match up to the price of the IOUs? You know, I'm interested. I think that's interesting as well. Some people saying, oh, you know, Flare might actually be more expensive than XRP. But what if Flare goes up to $1, for example, and XRP is still at 27 cents? Do you think Flare would actually be reflecting what the price of XRP should be if it wasn't for the SEC stuff? It's a lot of questions to answer. Do you think BitTrue, all of a sudden when they have the real Flare, you see the price just dump a large amount? Because maybe the Flare IOUs weren't really what the actual price of Flare was? But, you know, some people like using BitTrue to get more Flare, right? To get those Flare IOUs. So when Flare does come out, they can just actually have real Flare, which is great to have that early of access to Flare. I don't really know why BitTrue is so special to have that compared to some other exchanges. Maybe Ripple trusts BitTrue. We've seen BitTrue, you know, mentioned, I think, in the Spring Initiative, for example. We've seen interviews, I think, from Ripple with BitTrue. So, I mean, I haven't had any real reason to distrust BitTrue, but it's just not one that I'm really using right now the most for some reason. And I just don't get why other exchanges don't want to make XRP pairings the same way that BitTrue did. It really doesn't make sense. There's so many questions. Flare became my #1 holding overnight. I think the people who participated in that Flare snapshot on December 12th, 2020 are going to be very, very surprised. Like, that. This is me, my hopeful speak, that we'll be very, very surprised and very lucky that we even got to participate in that snapshot. The fact that so few, because, like, think about it. There's people who just buy crypto just to hold it and then never look at the news, right? They don't see any latest updates for things like that. Maybe some people saw some updates about the Flare snapshot, but even some people who just bought XRP and held it, they're just gonna all of a sudden get a random airdrop of Flare and be like, hey, what the hell is this thing? And then find out, oh, whoa, there was a snapshot on December 12th. Like, there's so many different types of crypto holders out there. But if Flare, like, it's crazy that you probably are going to get double your money of what you had in your XRP, and maybe more if Flare is more expensive or higher price than XRP. And it's totally possible for Flare to be higher than XRP because they're going to burn the amount of Flare that wasn't claimed by the XRP holders, right? They said there's 45 billion that is available for the airdrop to XRP holders, and then the rest was going to be burned that wasn't claimed. So the price of Flare can significantly skyrocket, right? That is a possibility. I'm a little iffy on their recent listings. We haven't talked in a while, guys, so we do need to catch up on some things, obviously, before we go into some of the news that we have lined up here. Berserker in the building. What's up, Berserker? Good to see you, dude. We need to talk about LTC, Litecoin, and Dogecoin now being supported by Flare Networks. And now people saying, wait, does this make Doge like a viable crypto? And it's funny because I was talking with Crypto Mike, I don't know, like a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, or whatever was the last time I saw him. And I was telling him, because he's into meme coin, right? He's getting really into NFTs and meme coin and stuff. And I was like, hey man, get into the first meme coin ever, and that's Doge, right? Limited supply of Doge. Who knows? There's probably not real utility outside of the fact that there's just a limited supply of a particular token that's called Doge, right? And now it seems like with Flare Networks providing some certain, applying smart contracts eligibility to Doge. We'll see what ends up happening. You know, it's all about utility at the end of the day. How are these cryptos going to be used? you know. But I thought it was interesting because, like, you got Litecoin that a lot of people in the XRP community kind of just don't like. Personally, I never really thought too much of Litecoin until I heard about Flare supporting Litecoin. I did know Litecoin probably has some good potential to catch up to BTC in terms of price and speculation, but in terms of use case, never thought there was much use to Litecoin to begin with. And then with Doge, we all just know Doge is like a meme coin, right? You could speculate on it if you want, and maybe it can bring you some returns, but that's really what it just is. It's not really trying to solve any problems whatsoever. So what does that say about XRP? Right? Like, if Flare's first 3 tokens and 2 of them are kind of suspect when it comes to Litecoin and Doge, what does that say about XRP? And then is XRP serving a different function than what Doge and Litecoin are? I'd like to think that they are, because the other 2, in my opinion, are crap coins, right? Are kind of shit coins. I could be wrong in time. Dogecoin could go to $1 in a few years, for all we know. That is a possibility. But so far as we know of them today, Litecoin and Dogecoin really aren't like the bee's knees of crypto, right? There's a bunch of other coins that you probably put above them, right? So does that mean XRP is in the same boat with LTC and Doge? Or does that mean, XRP is different and then Doge and Litecoin are probably way more different than we expect them to be? Or, XRP is actually serving a use case while Doge and Litecoin are getting use cases. There's a lot to speculate about, a lot of questions to ask, that's for sure. We got Mr. TJ Michael in the house up here. What's up, Mr. TJ? Yeah, Doge will be on Flare. Musk will bring Doge to Mars. We'll see, man. I got Doge on Robinhood, double joke. Any good news, G? Alex Yeet. What's up, Alex Yeet? How you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. DLT late night live stream. Guys, no sunglasses tonight. Just seeing things a little bit clearly. That's all. Mr. Pool and Ripple Riddler got Twitter suspended. Yeah, probably some people complaining about them. Probably tired of seeing their stuff and all the hopium. Some frustrated investors, right? Merchants use Doge for a method of payment, and that's the thing. You could use Doge for a method of payment. You could use Litecoin for a method of payment, and that's basically its only use. But is it really going to solve a massive payments issue? Are majority of people going to want to use that as a means of payment? And this actually will probably be a good segue into the Bank of England's belief on cryptocurrencies. So we'll talk about this and then we'll get into the article. So we're hearing here from the Bank of England governor believes that cryptocurrencies of today won't survive in the long term, right? And we've heard Brad Garlinghouse say 99% of crypto is going to go away. So if you look at this article, let's just read through it briefly. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey thinks it's unlikely that the current generation of crypto assets would survive in the long term because of their design and structure. The UK central bank governor believes existing cryptocurrencies will fail over the longer term due to their robust privacy features. The BOE governor believes that the current generation of crypto assets lack the design and structure needed to ensure long-term regulatory survival. Regulatory clarity. Regulations, working with regulators. What have we talked about since day one on this channel? The importance of working with regulators. I understand right now regulators or regulations really don't matter right now in today's crypto. The way crypto is responding, it doesn't care about what regulators are saying or not saying, doing, not doing. Crypto's at an all-time high. It just recently surpassed $1 trillion in total to keep doing its thing, right? So maybe some things might give where finally regulations do have an impact on this space, right? Good or bad. So the BOE governors believes that the current generation of crypto assets lack the design and structure needed to ensure long-term regulatory survival, speaking at the World Economic Forum, resetting digital currencies. A lot of reset talk, right? Transactional privacy provided by crypto assets is still a concern for regulators. The levels of transactional privacy afforded by crypto assets is a source of concern among regulators, asserting the establishment of a privacy standard for transactions is in the public interest. The whole question of a privacy standard for transactions made in any form of digital currency and where the public interest lies. This is a big one that is coming onto the landscape, he said. Bailey also opined on stablecoins. The whole question of people having the assurance that their payments will be made in something with stable value ultimately links back to what we call fiat currency, which has a link to the state. Central banks continue to research CBDCs. Yeah, continuing to research. I'm sure they're just getting ready, you know. So, I don't know. Some point, at like there's parts where he's right and parts where he's probably wrong, right? I could see a future where people can use any type of currency, crypto, fiat, whatever. It's just going to get funneled through the ISO 20022 standard messaging system. It's going to get funneled through the ILP, the Interledger Protocol, or RippleNet, or the XRP ledger, what have you. And you can think that you're using a privacy token, or it's a token that provides privacy features where your information belongs to you. It's not really used by the merchant that you pay or whatnot, right? But at the same time, that payment is still being traced, and they know that it's from you somehow through the ISO 20022 standard, through the Interledger Protocol. Because remember, we saw that NTT Data video not too long ago where they said the person is the payment. You are the payment, right? Because what better way to ensure that there's no fraud in payments? And this could go off the rails, and with deep fakes, and because they're starting to get into facial recognition technology, right? But wait until they can start really manipulating faces to look like other people, and then those people, a whole new form of fraud starts to come up. So some people speculating cybersecurity is going to be massive in this decade in terms of investment opportunities for cyber tech or cyber security tech companies, right? So we have Brad Garlinghouse saying 99% of crypto is going to go away. We have the BOE governor saying believes cryptos won't survive in the long term. So it doesn't seem like an alternative for fiat currency is going to be the thing that survives in the long term, because maybe fiat currency is going to evolve to become easier, cheaper, more efficient to use, right? When you have things like the ILP, the Interledger Protocol, facilitating faster, cheaper, eco-friendly transactions, why would people want to use another form of currency? Because the whole point of some people use cryptocurrencies to be independent from their banks, right? To be independent from government. They don't want government. They don't want the banks knowing what types of transactions they are using. And that's probably what the regulators don't look in favor of, right? The regulators are saying, hey, either way, in this future, the regulators, the central banks, the vaults of value, right? The regulators who deem what is valuable and what isn't, and what can be used for payments and what can't be used for payments, are going to want to know. They're going to want that information of all the payments that are happening everywhere from people, right? So when they create a digital asset, a tool that can help facilitate transactions for fiat, for cryptos, fast, cheaper, can trace it, right? You're pegging that bridge asset or that digital asset to all these fiats, to all these forms of currencies. Then what becomes the point of crypto, right? I'd like to ask you guys that question. What do you think happens in a world? Because right now, the way we perceive fiat, we think it's useless. We think it's going to die because it's getting printed to oblivion, right? So is fiat going to is it going to die? Or is it going to evolve? Is it going to be pegged to a certain standard? you know, for example, like a gold standard? And then does that change our perceptions of fiat? Does that change our perceptions of crypto? Right? What if fiat was pegged to gold, guys? You know, and then all of a sudden the value of your fiat maybe jumps or, you know, levels or whatnot. How do you perceive fiat then in that world? Oh, Lady Enigma saying she's getting some buffering issues. Is that true? Are you guys getting me clearly or not? Let me know. Maybe just reload the page, Lady E. Guys, 21 likes, 30 viewers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm not trying to say I'm bearish crypto. I'm not trying to say I'm with Bank of England governor here, but we've heard from a lot of these higher ups, and these guys are the money. I'm not saying they're completely honest either, because I believe we're going to be in a world where you can just use anything that's could be a form of payment. You can even use your, you know, like items and stuff like that as a form of payment, right? Tokenized assets as a form of payment, right? They're going to try to get you to use stocks as a form of payment somewhere down the line, right? And you could buy partial amounts of stock like you do partial amounts of a crypto. Exactly, Crypto Squirrel. Exactly. I'm not trying to like say I'm totally full in on what Bank of England governor is saying or what Brad Garlinghouse is saying. I do believe that most cryptos don't even want to try to work with regulators whatsoever. They're hoping that regulations will just happen and then they'll be lucky to just make it past the ether, you know, that XRP or Bitcoin will take the brunt of the regulatory, you know, heavy lifting, and then it'll just be sunshine and rainbows for the rest of crypto. You know, like right now I do feel like it is like taking candy from a baby, but it's when you're like trying to find out what are those real boats that are working with these regulators, that aren't trying to circumvent governments, that are trying to be, that their tokens are also tools for transactions or for their ecosystem, not only just a token to replace fiat. Because I don't think regulators are going to look on that favorably if they go, oh, this is trying to replace fiat, and that's really that it's all that's trying to do is just create its own ecosystem that, you know, doesn't include regulators, doesn't include central banks, doesn't include governments, right? Oh, exactly, Club Diffused. Good point, man. And welcome to the stream, by the way. Here's a wrench. Please use it wisely. With the wrench comes great responsibility. Everybody welcome Club Diffused to the chat. Yeah, man, exactly. With the merging, we're so early in this market that it makes sense that maybe 99% would go away, right? And if 99% go away, then what does that leave? Like what, 50 cryptos, 60 cryptos, maybe 100 cryptos, right? So we're just trying to find the ones that are real boats that actually have maybe some institutional partnerships, maybe some relations with central banks or regulators, because that would be nice, you know, some regulatory history behind them in terms of the people on their team. I think ICX has that for sure. I think VET has that, right? VeChain. Definitely we know XRP with Ripple has that. Who knows if TRX has it for real? Nobody knows if TRX really has it. But I feel like a lot of these just are like, well, we don't even have to talk to regulators because crypto's so amazing. And, you know, it's just going to keep existing outside. And so far it has. So far that's proven true, that crypto is just existing outside of regulatory reach and is just doing whatever it wants. I mean, we're seeing some crazy red right now in the past hour, but you guys know what I'm saying. That's the thing, is being open to perceptions being changed, right? And dramatically. Fiat can change in the future. Our perception of what fiat is right now, that it's clunky, it's terrible to send, it's very slow, it's inefficient, it's being printed to oblivion, right? Hell, you got people like Max Kaiser, who's like a gigantic Bitcoin bull, says Bitcoin is going to go to infinity. That gold will go to infinity because the dollar is just being printed to oblivion. And if that continues, that's what's going to go on for crypto. They'll just keep going higher and higher up because of it. And that is true unless fiat changes. Yeah, old folks are disappearing. Yeah, for sure. The old way is definitely going away, for sure. Fiat will not be cut off, just faded out. Rumors are that when XRP moons, cash will still be accepted, but you will be charged by a percentage to use and the digital will be free. Yeah, probably. I could see that. And who knows? Who knows if fiat gets faded out, Mr. TJ Michael? Because, like, think about it. You bring financial inclusion to the unbanked, you know, which that's their goal, right? Banking the unbanked. So then you bring in this billions of other people into the financial realm. And when you bring them in, they're able to use fiat and send it efficiently, you know, for pennies, right? Very cheaply and efficiently. Why would they even want to start merging into or exploring cryptos? It's already doing what they're doing. They're working their hard 9-to-5 day or their 12-hour, 14-hour day. And then, you know, if they need to send money to their loved one across borders, they could totally do it. You know, maybe Venmo or PayPal all of a sudden start having very, very cheap fees to send money across borders. Maybe your bank all of a sudden can settle those payments very quickly, right? Hell, when you use PayPal or Venmo and you send, it already says sent, but your bank is the one that's taken a while to really, you know, make that transfer happen, right? Hell, man, I still know majority of people to this day, the only reason why they even think Bitcoin is, attractive to invest into is because as a speculative device, as a speculative investment, to put money in and it'll go up, not to use as a means of payment. Nobody that I know personally, in terms of like in my inner circle with my family and friends, or none of them use Bitcoin or crypto as a form of payment, you know. And then when you try to talk to them about using crypto as a form of payment, they think it's a Ponzi scheme, right? And of course, we can just use whatever, like we're already in the future somewhat, where we have Uphold cards or Coinbase cards or Revolut cards or Crypto.com cards or Nexo cards or whatever cards, man. There's so many crypto cards out there now, you know, and we can use whatever we want for payment. But, you know, most of us are probably in that hodl life right there for sure. We got Rain in the chat. What's up, Rain? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Carl Lewis in the house. Rain here. Good to see you, man. Guys, 28 viewers, 24 likes. Unreal, man. Haven't seen you guys in a bit. Appreciate the support. So, Solana. Some good news for Solana. Full Solana blockchain support across all Circle products. And Circle even saying Solana is powerful. With 50K transactions per second and block production and settlement finality within 400 milliseconds. That is insane. And this is the project that is part of Hard Yaka, or Greg Kidd's portfolio, and it's the one that he was talking to when he talked to the COTI, when he had his interview with COTI, which is actually a very resourceful interview. Greg Kidd's interview with the COTI CEO. He was talking about, you know, they asked him a question, what are some of the cryptos that you're looking at that seem to kind of be like, you know, new cryptos that have interesting forms of consensus? And he says, one that's about a proof of authority or proof of time or something like that. And I searched that and it led to Solana, but then you also go to Hard Yaka and you can see Solana as part of his portfolio. So I think Solana is definitely a real boat. Man, I missed out on Solana when it was, I don't know, around 30 cents. I had a bag of 30-cent Solana, believe it or not. I sold like an idiot, and then it hit, you know, 70, 90 cents, and then I bought a bag, and luckily I've been experiencing some gains, but I should have bought a way bigger bag of Sol. But, you know, I think definitely, you know, people getting hyped up about Circle with XLM, I think they should get hyped up with Sol as well. But once again, I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you guys what to do. But yeah, just a really big fan of Solana myself, and liking what they do. You know, trying to stake Solana as well, but apparently their wallet, I don't think is ready for staking just yet. But once it is, man, that's going to be sweet. Let me see what other. Oh, we got some Ocean news. Ocean was interviewed in Forbes, or talked about in Forbes, Forbes magazine. Ocean Protocol, their company that represents the protocol or whatnot, Big Chain DB, I believe, did a talk at an Interledger Protocol ILP summit talking about integration of Ocean with ILP. So that's why I keep talking about Ocean. I keep my eye out for it, because that sounds to me like it's a real boat. We just care. That's really at the end of the day what we care about on this, especially when it comes to alt season or whatnot. What cryptos might survive, you know, regulatory backlash or anything like that. Are they real? Are the tokens real? Is the protocol real? Is it really being used? You know, that's the real question right there. It's not just a white paper. It's not just empty promises. The main net is live, right? Yeah, miss you too, man. Hope you're doing well. How's everybody doing out there? Guys, let me know if the music and everything's going good with you guys. Yeah, Stellar's awesome. Guys, I love me some Stellar. I like me some Algo, Ethereum, and Solana. All four of them part of Circle's little collection of cryptos right there that they're integrating with. I'm sure XRP will probably be one of them down the line once all the regulatory clarity comes for XRP. And we will get regulatory clarity. Who knows how long that's going to take? Some people saying not too long. Some people saying it could take the whole year. We'll see, man. But we just know that there's definitely price suppression happening here with XRP. And whatever the consequences of this lawsuit are going to be, I believe they will be positive. I think you're going to hear that XRP is not a security. And I really think, I don't know if it's going to be on that day, but gosh, man, the price movement is going to be amazing, because that's really where I think a lot of people even hated XRP, calling it a banker's coin and all these things, even in the early days. When they start to get that confirmation, that's why I said, even when when Jay Clayton filed that lawsuit, I got excited. That's where I was saying Jay Clayton's a hero, because now we get the final lesson of whether or not XRP is a security, right? For us XRP holders who've been following for a long time, that's all we would hear is about XRP not being a security. Here are the whys and why nots that it isn't. All these interviews that Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, or Evan Schwartz, or Stefan Thomas, or all these guys, anybody in the Ripple team had, and educating people about it not being a security and what its function is and what it does and the differences between XRP and Ripple. Now we just get it with that spotlight on XRP. Everybody is going to know what it is officially, right? And I think that could really change a lot of people's perception of who used to hate XRP, who used to not like it. And when they hear the SEC saying that it's not a security, they'll become investors, most likely. Because speculators are going to want to speculate despite their tribalism, I think. Berserker, what's up, man? 27 likes, guys. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Yeah, DGB, Digibyte is going to be a sleeper too. Uphold talks about Digibyte as well. I think the one thing with Digibyte that and I wouldn't be surprised if Flare maybe announces something with Digibyte, actually. The one thing with Digibyte is, you know, their CEO, I think he's a cool guy. I just don't know whether to take him at his word for certain things or whatnot. I do know DGB has a very, very massive community, and I think speculative-wise, DGB can go up. But in terms of it being, like, that's the thing. Is it a tool to facilitate transactions, or is it trying to be a token that replaces fiat, right? So I'm interested to see what Digibyte's going to be, for sure. Definitely a strong community backing it. I love that it's on Uphold, because I think Uphold does list real boats, and that's really what we care about, is just those real boats. DGB probably hasn't even joined the party yet. Now that you mention it, TJ. Who just dropped a bomb here? Mr. A. Mr. A, what's up, dude? How's it going, bro? How's it going? Thanks for that $5 donation, dude. Appreciate it. Guys, 28 viewers, 27 likes. That's how we do. The signal flare tether lawsuit is the one that could cause a lot of problems. Exactly, man. There's still so much maturity that we need to go through in this space. That is for sure, my dude. And it looks like we're facing some red right now in the hour here, unfortunately. Let's see what's going up in the hour. ICX is like, hey man, all the other cryptos can go down. I'm going up. Credits is doing its thing. Credits, keep an eye on credits, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys played video games back in the day, especially if you played sci-fi video games or anything like that, or if you even play sci-fi games now. Sometimes you'll hear currency referred to as credits, right? Give me some credits, they would say, or something like that. You know, maybe CS actually becomes something. Definitely a very, very low market capped coin at about 2 pennies worth. It's involved with Hyperledger, which is something that garnered drew my interest to credits. And I like what they're about. They seem like they're a real boat, and at a $3 million market cap, who knows what where this could lead to. Its all-time high was $1.45. So credits is one of those ones where I don't think it's really joined the party just yet. ICX is starting to get there, but it still hasn't even really joined the party, right? Hearing more about Filecoin. Definitely liking what Filecoin's doing. Link, I still like Link even at these prices, surprisingly. But Link just has so many connections to a lot of cryptos. Seems like they have a lot of partnerships. I don't like that it seems like it's centralized, but, you know, Chainlink's definitely doing its thing. Yeah, a lot of good cryptos. There's DGB right there. Yeah. DGB was at 3 cents for a bit. It's consolidating. COTI's consolidating down to 6.5. It was around 7 cents for a bit. I think we're still on the journey for 10 cents, though, with COTI. I'm excited for COTI for sure. You guys know about that. You guys know I like me some COTI. SEC setting up their own node on XRPL. I think they've already have, right? Didn't, what's his name, Stuart Alderati talk about that like a good while ago? Yeah, legendary. I mean, yeah, I hear you with probably selling your DGB bag, but I don't know. You never know with any of these cryptos. DGB is a real boat. I think we can confirm that it is. So it might be worth still speculating on it at the end of the day. You know, it's getting harder for me to let go of, like, before I would be able to let go of a lot of the cryptos and just maybe consolidate them into XRP, for example. But now it's getting, who knows, maybe when XRP's price starts to moonshot past 55 cents or something again, all of a sudden all those cryptos get liquidated into that and I just chase the pump. But hopefully I'll have a little bit more discipline to hold on to a lot of these other cryptos, because we're still so early in the space. I think we talked about it in the last stream too. Is just like, you know, we had an article about smart cities that were being developed. Do we see smart cities today? Maybe we see the beginnings of them. Maybe we see the beginnings of a smart city and, you know, their constructions and whatnot. But how long do you think those are going to take to build, these smart cities that are just going to have, like, you know, you'll be able to make ubiquitous payments and stuff, and they'll be able to recognize your face everywhere you go, and, you know, you can walk into stores, grab things without even having to even think about making payments. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get those smart cities up and running, that's going to take about a decade, you know, to get it really up and going. You know, lots of people even want to, like, it becoming like a tourist destination that people want to talk about, that they visited and stuff. That's where I start thinking we're so damn early in this space, you know. It's really crazy. And that's why I think maybe even this year in 2021, we could see something that's similar to 2017. Because we haven't gotten regulation yet. And I'm not just going to... Maybe regulation is around the corner. But, you know, we could start seeing some ridiculous prices from these cryptos. barring no global catalysts or crazy regulatory thing happening, you know, if alt season continues to run up, Bitcoin continues to run up, we're going to see some crazy prices for a lot of these cryptos, that's for sure. They mining crypto and data from the streetlights. Yeah. Buying algo. I like me some algo too, Diesel. Hell yeah, man. That's good stuff. Yeah, we're living Star Wars for sure, dude. Yeah, Solana. I mean, I'm keeping my eye on it. I got a nice little bag of some Sol. We still got so much maturity to go through in this space, that's for sure. So we had we got the World Economic Forum going down right now, right? We got the reset that they're talking about, Davos going down 2021. To achieve a great reset, we can count on the same old globalists. We can't count on the same old globalists to lead the way. Right? Like Chris Larson was saying, you know, I think maybe the reason why people look at globalization in a bad way is because it's incomplete, right? We have the internet of data, we have the internet of goods, we don't have that internet of value just yet. And maybe that's what will complete globalization and create, maybe not in our physical place, you know, because I think culture and, you know, nationalism will still exist, but in terms of the internet world, you know, that's going to be very global, right? You'll be paying somebody in a, I don't know what, some random country, you know, you could pay someone, hell, in China even, or whatever, Japan, for their services in this internet of value and see the value really like send and settle within seconds. Hell, you'll be streaming value for their time. Everything in this world right now is streaming. We're streaming video, we're streaming data, we're streaming you know, we're streaming movies, it's streaming generation right now, and yet we still can't stream payments. It's crazy. By the way, Coil, love what Coil is doing, man, but I want to see some more, you know, I'm tired of seeing the same old people who are building on Coil. I'm tired of seeing just only Cinnamon and, you know, Puma browser and Imager as like the only people that are, you know, Coil enabled and whatnot. Obviously, YouTube has some Coil enablement there, and I appreciate those who are using Coil while watching this stream, and thank you for your support on that. That, you know, that's the interesting thing. Without super chats, you know, you don't really. I'm getting some right now. Somebody's like streaming crypto payments to me through ILP, which is amazing, and I really appreciate that. I just can't wait to see Coil really ramping up and making some bigger announcements about their partners. You know, we've heard Stefan Thomas talk about, you know, maybe Coil can be integrated with your internet provider. So then when you use the internet, you'll just be able to go to any platform. You can go to Netflix without even having a membership, because maybe Netflix will have a partnership with that internet provider, right? So that it can allow you to make Coil payments for any Netflix program that you want to watch. And in a way, it does help set a level playing field for all these platforms, like the Amazon Primes, the Netflixes, and the Apple TVs, for example. Like, let's say all three of them have you already pay a monthly subscription for each one. And I don't know, do you guys feel sometimes that you're not really living up to the subscription of what you're paying for Netflix? Like, for example, like maybe you watch more Amazon Prime movies than you do Netflix, but yet you're paying the same amount per subscription for each one. Now imagine in the world where, you know, it's all Coil enabled or ILP enabled, Interledger Protocol, and you're using you use Netflix, and then you go, I want to watch Amazon. You go over to Amazon. You don't have to sign in and do all this stuff. You're just automatically signed in, and you can just start watching stuff. And it really starts to create a level playing field. These companies will start to have better data of who their customers really are and who's getting better quality customers, who's getting better attention, right? Oh, wow. It turns out, you know, maybe they start to find out, it turns out people don't really want to watch some of these programs for a certain length. They start to dip out of these programs, or they prefer watching the quality of videos that are on Amazon or on YouTube, or for example, right? When you're streaming payments and you're paying by second, they're getting more and more information about who you are as a consumer, and thus they can provide better services for you in return, right? Flip the switch. Oh, dude, Ashish Burla actually posted something today talking about a flip the switch moment. I think we should talk about that as well. Okay, so let me see where he starts saying something about. He says something about he does mention a flip the switch moment. I think this was it. Yeah, here it is. Okay, yeah, he says it right here. So we'll check this out in just a second. Just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, guys. Thanks for the 31 likes, the 24 viewers. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so much to chat about for sure. Moon soon with the Blue Crew. Exactly, man. It's going to be a fun moon party when we're getting there. Yeah, level playing field. Peace. Yep. Yeah, the virtual experience for sure provides some utility as we connect here. Oh, yeah. I mean, Rain, Coil is still a young company, right? Like, somebody put up an interesting post the other day. You know, they were showing like where Amazon was priced at a certain point in its career, where Apple was priced in the 80s, all this stuff. And so it's saying that, you know, some of these companies take a really long time to mature. And so maybe people had, like, you know, and especially in crypto, the hype is always ahead of the reality in a way. You know, Coil is still very exciting. There, you know, I get what you mean when it's not up to speed, because it really hasn't even gotten going truly yet. You know, and you know, maybe it's setting up a sandbox, you know, testing, right, with a lot of these companies that are ILP, looking to implement ILP, right, or implementing ILP. You know, it's only been out for what, two and a half years now for Coil, right? They still got such a long way to go. Stefan Thomas is still very young as a CEO for Coil. I think there's still a lot of great things coming for Coil. And, you know, for sure, 3 years from now, Coil is going to probably have a lot more people that are enabled with Coil than what we're seeing today. I'm streaming Roku and got rid of the Comcast TV. Yeah, Roku's great. You know, Roku's great because it gives you just the tabs of the options of what you want to use, your apps, right? You don't have to look at live television anymore. You can just go to your streaming apps, you know? I mean, I think that's really what people use. You know, there's a lot of people, I think mostly young people just used YouTube, their Vimeo, or, you know, some of these other video options. I don't think a lot of people watch like live television as much. You know, they're probably just streaming movies or seeing what's on YouTube, seeing what's on other video, seeing what's on TikTok or their social media, right? And yeah, Roku's definitely like kind of pioneering a new format of what we expect from a television, and you know, what that it's providing like all of our apps on that television, which is pretty awesome. You can have Spotify on Roku. That's pretty cool. Adios, Rain. Take care, my man. Good seeing you. Will friendships be entirely virtual in the future? That's a good question, man. And it really depends if we even go back to any semblance of, like, you know, large public, you know, like, do concerts come back? Do movie theater experiences come back? You know, people start saying, oh, don't have that dystopian perspective. Of course they're going to come back, but you know, we're just going day by day here right now, you know, right? Because hell, man, I had expectations of how all this stuff would turn out, and definitely didn't meet my expectations of what was happening. And I'm not gonna act disappointed about it. I'm just learning and going, oh, you know what? Maybe I should just take it more day by day and not try to be too, you know, trying to figure out, are we coming back or are we not coming back? And what, you know, the world is changing every day in front of our eyes, and you know, there could be an event tomorrow that all of a sudden changes our perspective on a lot of things, right? Or becomes the new hot topic of the week. It seems like every week we're getting like a new thing that is like changed our perception of reality, right? I don't think globalists want us gathering. I don't think they care, personally. I really think, like, I honestly think they don't care about us gathering or anything like that. I think they're just doing it to, you know, maybe it's like a, this gets into some iffy stuff, but it, you know, it's like a form of training. Like, we're getting used to a whole new different lifestyle right now, and the longer we're in it, the more used to it we're getting. So then the harder it will be to break that habit and go into, you know, maybe old ways of doing things, because now they're starting to be perceived as old ways of doing things, right? And, you know, some people will say, oh, but we learned so many things. You know, maybe if we do go back, do we really need people going to work so often? You know, maybe they can still work at home despite us, you know, when we go back and stuff. Maybe we don't need everybody going to an office, a collective office, and all this stuff, right? But yeah, Abe, I think, and you could call me pessimistic and cynical and stuff like that. Guys, you know, for me, the future is bright. Like, no matter where this reality decides to go, our destinies are in the light either way. So it's all good, right? This is just entertainment at the end of the day. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I don't want you guys to think I'm just like a super cynical person and has no hope for humanity whatsoever. Because I do. I obviously do. And that's why, that's why I even stream, is to learn more, right? To keep learning, to keep expanding my mind, to keep talking to the Blue Crew and see what's going on. So when I say, oh, you know, I don't think they care about us and all that stuff, you know, it's just my perspective, and, you know, it's not the truth, and I don't want people to think that it, you know, it is or anything. It's just my perspective on it. I honestly think they don't care. Like, I think what they care about is just like finding other ways for them to keep benefiting, right? And training us for a new set of things to for them to keep filling their pockets at the end of the day, right? But it doesn't matter. I mean, to me, I'm just having fun. I'm talking to the Blue Crew. I'm sure maybe I make some money, maybe I don't make some money. It don't matter to me. Like, I just want to hang out and have a good time in this moment with you guys, you know? Hell, I could care less what they're doing, for real. Yeah, training us for communism. Yeah, exactly. Their reality is whack. Exactly, man. The future is bright. XRP Bags. XRP Bags knows, man. That's for sure. He's got some awesome sunglasses, by the way, as well, man. XRP Bags rocking some awesome sunglasses there. You're in Cali, man. I understand. Exactly, dude. Yeah. Much love to the Blue Crew, man. I'm just reading everybody's comments here. You guys are awesome, man. You guys have so many great questions. How do we take the elite's power away? Abe, since the dawn of time, since the beginning, if you do believe there was a beginning to this universe, if you believe linearly that there is a beginning and an end to this universe, since the beginning of it, there has always been friction. Fire and ice, right? Creates stars, right? That interaction of fire and ice is friction. And everything at the base of that, like how we interact, how everything that happens is all a form of friction, right? So there will always be, different shapes of things, right? So there will always be elites and there will always be people who aren't elite, right? And it's not like the judgments to make, oh, this person's elite because they have a top. We consider people who are elite who have a lot of what we consider collectively to be valuable, right? So, hell, in Mad Max, in Fury Road, in that movie Fury Road, the elites weren't necessarily somebody who has a ton of money. It was somebody who just had a lot of power and a lot of water, right? Water was like a form of currency. Same thing in Dune. Water was like a form of currency for people there, right? So there's always going to be people with more power and people with less power, right? And those people who have a ton of power, they end up being corrupted. It's just the natural way of what power does. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? So it's not like, I'm not trying to say, oh, then there's no point in fighting them or anything like that. Everybody is going to respond to injustice in their own way, right? Injustice will always happen, right? Things that aren't fair will always happen, right? It's like how we just choose to respond. Do we choose to respond with fear and anger towards those injustices and then feed that injustice? Because with that response of fear and anger, you're feeding that injustice and actually making it stronger, despite you thinking that you might be canceling it out with fear and anger, right? And it's crazy because you start going into like a Immanuel Kant type of talk here, where it's like, is really everything that you're perceiving really just because it's you in your head that made all this stuff up? So if you're seeing a bunch of injustice and indifference and hatred and fear in the world, then is it because that's the way you are, right? You see reality as you are type of thing. So is there something that you need to work within yourself, right, in order to defeat those elites that you're talking about, right? Like, because what if you all of a sudden like really just tuned in on maybe, I'm not saying for you specifically, whoever brought up a question or anything, but you could just meditate, try to really figure out the goal of like who you are as a person, and really take the time to just really think it through, who you are at the base of it all, right? Which I think, in my opinion, I think all of us are light. Everything is light, and that's why I wear sunglasses. It's just, the future's bright. Every day is just a bright day. Every day we're so lucky to be alive. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, just, maybe we perceive the world with a lot of injustice, a lot of hatred, and a lot of people being taken advantage of, and a lot of all this stuff, maybe because that's the way we are inside, and maybe we need to fix something inside that can finally unlock it for, what's inside is outside and what's outside is inside, and if you do your work to make yourself a better person and to really understand who you are at the heart of all this, maybe it can change the reality around you profoundly, right? And maybe that's what these elites don't want you to know. They don't want you to see that inner world, that inner light. those inner answers that are there, right? They want to keep distracting you. No, look at the television. Look at the television for answers. Look at your screens for answers, right? Don't look inside. We'll tell you what's inside your head and what you're thinking and why you're thinking that. We'll tell you. We'll spoon feed you everything, right? Good convo though, man. I like the great questions you guys bring up, man. It's amazing, dude. Lady Enigma. Much love to all of you guys, man. I know you guys are warriors of light for sure. Yeah, exactly, Abe. It's just keep distracting you outside of yourself, you know, with tragedies, with excitement, with surprises, with, you know, debates, with battles, all this stuff. Keep distracting you outside, having you reacting, because a lot of people, I think, don't understand. Some people say that we are fully conscious of everything, and that sheer knowledge of knowing that we are fully conscious is what's overwhelming to us, because we haven't been, since, you know, you're talking about being born into a system that doesn't teach you, you know, in my opinion at least, and remember, this is just my opinion, it's not like truth. You know, we're born into a reality here that doesn't really teach you how to look inside. From the very moment, you know, you're not learning how to observe yourself. You're just reacting to everything that's outside of you. And you react blindly. You don't react consciously. Some people react consciously with certain things because they decide to focus on certain things specific and prioritize things. But most of the time, some people go on autopilot for a lot of stuff and don't want to be conscious of what they're reacting and not reacting to, right? So we're born into this world where we're just taught to react to everything that happens outside of us, you know? And we forget that we have that choice, that it's all a choice, right? Because we just react without thinking. We react without, you know, knowing that it's even a choice on how we react. Some people will just react angrily if they see a certain thing. They'll automatically react. They won't absorb it. They won't digest it. They won't think about it. They won't try to find a way that they can shine love and light onto it. They won't think of because that takes time, right? That takes too much time. And it's not really worth it. You can just react really quick, right? Instant gratification type of thinking right there, right? Just react rashly. You know, some people say that's instincts. I disagree. I think instincts is more. I think instincts are necessary and are great, but if they're not, it gets into so many things. You guys know what I'm trying to say, though, right? Because like. Instincts are like a tool. They'll benefit. There's benefits and no benefits. You can't just be purely instinctual, because sometimes your instincts were taught in a way to react with fear or anger towards certain things, no matter what, right? And instinctually, you'll think it's instinctually, but you'll just react blindly to it. I think instinct in its truest thing is really just, if you start reflecting and you start seeing what you really feel and really what your inner voice is really saying, like what, instead of just actually, you know, blindly reacting with anger and reacting with forgiveness, or I mean, not forgiveness, with anger and fear. I notice once I start getting into this type of talk, some people start signing out and they're like, "Oh man, what's he even doing? He's just preaching now." We got 16 viewers. Thanks for the 32 likes. It was interesting. I took a class recently, and some people were saying, you know, is focus something that is taught and learned over time, or is that something that you're just born with focus, right? And when I did a 10-day silent retreat one time where we we had to do a lot of meditating during that 10-day silent retreat, and obviously be quiet. So you get to hear a lot of the chatter that's going on in your head when you're doing something like that. And you start to realize that focus is something that you develop. And some people haven't been taught to develop their focus. So they just react off primal instincts. And our primal nature is to be aggressive, is to be, you know, like very animalistic, right? But when you start, you know, like the human consciousness is like a block of wood. And you got to kind of start doing the work within yourself, observing your own body, observing how you think, just observing, right? We observe so much on the outside, but we rarely observe our own bodies, like even the outside of our body, inside, whatever. And we don't chip away at that block to create that really finite focus, right? Can't only focus on blinders. Exactly. We have seen nothing yet. XRP Tiny Papa in the house. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? Yes, Crypto Squirrel knows what's up, man. Vipassana, dude. I love Vipassana, man. I'm all about that. Yeah, they want you out. Exactly, dude. Do they have the ability to close caption a live stream? I don't know, Frogadelic. It's a buying opportunity today. I hear you, my man. Programmed to be zombies. Exactly. Dang, man, you did it a few times. That's wonderful, man. That's very wonderful. It's an experience I'll never forget, that's for sure. I think, you know, because some people tell me that, you know, the thing I tell them about Vipassana, I say, if you think that you are, if you think your discipline is so great as a person, then try to test your discipline by doing something like Vipassana. I think like Vipassana or things like that are really great tests of your discipline. Because to be quiet for 10 days, there's some people who are quiet for a whole month, right? You know, there's different variants and stuff. But to be even quiet for 10 days, that's definitely a test on your discipline and how you start even noticing little funny ways of how your ego starts to talk to you and like makes you want to break, you know, certain... Your ego is always really lazy, I notice, or my ego is, at least. My ego is always for the easy route. It goes, really? Why are you taking things so seriously, dude? Just let go, you know, and stuff like that. Why you gotta be so serious about it, right? And I think those type of things are really a great test of your discipline. Hell, man, hodling onto XRP or hodling onto some cryptos for Moonshot is a great test of individual discipline, I think, sometimes mentally. Oh, Abe, I'll check that out, man. If you got a link, you can share it too. I'm down to check it out. Yep, Lady Enigma, consume and react and repeat, right? Yeah, Mr. TJ Michael, nice, man. Yep, exactly. To see things as they really are, without putting any other crap on top of it, right? Without putting any of your judgments, your emotions, there's so many layers to the reality that's in front of us, and all these layers that we put on top of it. And, you know, we think we're seeing reality clearly, and maybe some of you guys are. I'm not a judge of how you perceive reality, but I'll assume that maybe most people aren't seeing reality, and this is an assumption, but, you know, a Blue Crew probably sees reality very clearly, right? But yeah, there's probably some people out there who, yeah, they don't see things as they really are, and they put a lot of layers on top of what really is. They put their emotions, their preferences, all that stuff on top of that. It's like Instagram filters, if you think about it, you know, like you're just putting filters of all your beliefs, all your, you know, what you've been taught, through life and all those stuff over the reality that's in front of you. And the reality right now is me hanging out with the Blue Crew, having this guy who's fallen through some electric light tunnel right here in front of me on the window here. Wherever you are, that's the present, right? When you go to sleep and you start dreaming, that's your present moment right there as well. Like, no matter where you are always in the present, right? But aside from that stuff, let's get into some Ashish Birla. Read this book called The Untethered Soul is definitely life-changing. Lady Enigma, I'm down. Yeah, Berserker, it is trippy when you start thinking about that, when you start thinking of the present moment. And I like bringing up that idea of when you go to sleep and then you start dreaming, that's your present moment right there. Because when you're in that dream, you know, sometimes you're more lucid and you realize it's a dream. And there's a great quote from the comedian Bill Hicks, who says, you know, there are people who remember that life is but a dream or just a ride, and they tell us that it is just a ride and just a dream, and they have a greater awareness of it, right? And then some people do wake up. Some people wake up earlier than others. Some people wake up later to that fact, right? But no matter where you are, that's your present. So who knows when, you know, I happen to personally believe there is no death. There's only more life. That life just goes on and on and on. So if I pass away, I don't know where I'm going next. I don't know what's going to happen to me next. Obviously the thing that who I am now is going to be significantly different. It's not going to be carrying this brain. It's not going to be carrying this heart, right? So it doesn't mean I'm just going to be thinking the exact same way. Hell, in my dreams, sometimes I'm not even thinking as who I am, right? Maybe I have a different brain in those dreams, right? I don't even know if I've seen my own reflection in a dream now that I think about it. Maybe I have. But yeah, I'd like to check that book out as well. That sounds good. Yeah. Future millionaires here. Abe, you are the man, dude. Guys, thanks for the 33 likes. What's up to the 17 viewers? I know we got a little bit into some heavy spirituality talk, and I hope I didn't offend anybody out there. You know, it's a little mixture of philosophy as well and all that stuff, right? So let's check out what Ashish Birla here was talking about. So all things considered, Ripple had a pretty incredible year in 2020. In my 7+ years of Ripple, I remain insanely proud of what this team has achieved, and I'm bullish on where it's going. Diving deeper specifically on RippleNet, we processed 3 million transactions on RN in 2020, so RippleNet. And ODL is rapidly growing. ODL transactions accounted for $2.4 billion in notional value. We planted the RN flag in 18 new countries and signed 15 deals after the SEC complaint was made public. Oh, I think Berserker was saying trippy to the visuals, right? They are pretty trippy, dude. What the heck's going on with this three-headed guy right here, right? APAC is still our biggest, busiest region for the customer demand and transaction growth. In India, we're working with 3 to 5 of the biggest banks, and the MENA India corridor, one of the biggest in the world for remittances, is rapidly growing, could be our largest soon. Every customer and partner joins RN with the same base service and crypto wallet. RN is designed to seamlessly upgrade and add new services when ready. We are evolving from strictly payments into a platform with tokenized services. We purposely built RippleNet to get FIs comfortable with using a blockchain-based network for fiat transactions, and then they're ready. And when they're ready, flip the switch for ODL, line of credit, and soon to come new products. I hope PolySign might be one of them, right? I don't know if PolySign would be a product for them, right? I think we've heard about David Schwartz talking about XPool being a thing. So as RippleNet evolves, so do the types of transactions we process. We started with remittances because they have the highest friction. These still make up a majority of RN transactions, but we're continuing to expand further into the B2B and e-commerce payments in 2021. The world is becoming more digital and consumers expect convenience, low cost, secure, and scalable services from their financial providers. Whether traditional FI or nimble fintech, our customers are delivering the next gen of financial solutions through RippleNet. RippleNet is enabling FIs to deliver solutions that were never previously offered only by multinational banks, but without the cost and overhead of legacy systems. If you want to build the future of financial services, come join us. I'm loving the bullishness from Ashish Birla right here, man. Great thread that he just wrote right there. And, you know, I think it's just, you know, Ripple team recognizing they need to communicate to some sort of extent. Be transparent with what you're doing with Ripple. Say that it's still being used, you know. Still show that there are plans in the pipeline, right? Keep people, you know, people's sentiment towards it a little bit more positive, right? We also had Mojaloop doing its thing. Actually, you can see on their channel, Mojaloop has a channel on YouTube, and they have a specific video that they talk about Interledger Protocol and how Mojaloop's base is built on that. Moon home, exactly, man. Does anyone already tried doing Daniel diet from the Bible? No, I haven't tried that. Yeah, my diet's all over the place, that's for sure. India just gave the green light for dig banks, I believe. Crypto Squirrel, I'm liking that, man. Rock some bag tracks? All right, dude, let's do it. Let's get the Bagman on here. Where's Bagman? Yeah, we've already been playing through this playlist a couple of times through, right? We'll probably sign out in just a bit, guys. But yeah, let's get some Bagman on here. Oh, I wonder if it's gonna play. I mean, I think I might have too much. There we go. Yeah. Mosex.
We're on the XRP roller coaster. You can't get me to let go.
Poly sign plus polymath equals standard. I like that. Flip the Swift. That's good, man. Guys, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Thanks for the Blue Crew. So Mojaloop's been doing its thing. Keep an eye on Mojaloop, guys. I think this is just a sleeping giant that's just occurring underneath everybody's noses. Nobody in the crypto space probably knows about Mojaloop too much. You know, and if they do, they just think about Bill Gates. Or they think about Ripple and they probably hate it right away. But it looks like they're really doing some things there. And that statement, one loop for all, that's a very interesting statement that they make there. Interested to see what Mojaloop, you know, how they follow up that in the coming years with what's going to go on for Mojaloop. Also, we have AGI. Maybe AGI is going to get a pump sometime soon, man. This is a pretty big statement by Reuters. Makers of Sophia, the robot makers of Sophia, the robot, plan mass rollout amid pandemic. So then, you know, you have Hanson Robotics. Social robots like me can take care of the sick and elderly. I can help communicate, give therapy, and provide social simulation, even in difficult situations. Oh yeah? I mean, I'd like to see some proof of that before you start making those assumptions, Sophia. Unless Sophia has already done that, then I'm down. But if she's just saying I can help the elderly and be a good form of communication and give therapy and all that stuff, I want to see that actually happen before Sophia can say that. It kind of gets me scared that a robot is already saying the solutions they can provide without having actually done those solutions yet. You know? I would think a robot's a little bit more truthful and honest about personal experience. You know, if they've actually have done it versus saying, I'm capable of doing this, or we can do this, or, you know, all that stuff. Sexually, wink, wink. That's, everybody automatically goes to the sex jokes for it, dude. Oh no, I'm buffering? No way. Hope not. The perfect storm is here. Am I buffering? For real? World's first physical cryptocurrency bank opens in India. There we go. Thanks for sharing the link, my dude. What's up, Blue Crew? Guys, thanks for your recommendations. I gotta check the chat out to see those recommendations in a little bit. Here's Crypto Squirrel's article he shared. World's first physical cryptocurrency bank opens in India. The cryptocurrency market is flourishing in India despite the regulatory uncertainty. An official announcement mentioned that Unicus is the first crypto bank in the world to open a physical branch. The users will be able to execute transactions in cryptocurrency and local currency through the same account. The newly launched crypto bank provides the same services as a traditional bank, including buying and selling of cryptocurrency assets and issuance of loans against digital assets. That's awesome, man. Great news. More development coming from India. Let's go. So we have Hanson Robotics, based in Hong Kong, said 4 models, including Sophia, would start rolling out of the factories in the first half of 2021. No way. Just as researchers predict the situation we're in will open new opportunities for the robotics industry, for sure. Sophia and Hanson Robotics are unique by being so human-like that they can also be useful during these times where people are terribly lonely and socially isolated. Oh no. Right? Hey, you guys can interact with, robots can't get that virus, so you can interact with them, right? Guys, how much of that Royal Bank of Canada, document that we looked at is like kind of coming true, right? Or they're trying to make it come true, that's for sure. Sophia needs a BF. Awesome, Lady Enigma, I appreciate it. Cly Moon Max. Moonernet, he has shitty Moonernet. Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys are awesome, man. So, what else is happening? We got the Chiefs and the Bucks in the Super Bowl. So the symbolism of that is pretty interesting, because the Bucks are carrying the X, you guys. They got the skull and bone symbolism going on. And if Tom Brady does win the Super Bowl, I think it'll be 7 Super Bowls that he won, and I think 7 has a unique meaning, right? His 10th Super Bowl that he's gotten to, so another X, right? 10th Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Both teams are red, right? So maybe we're going to be going into a very red year. Maybe there is a financial crash that happens. Maybe there is a big red wave, right? Both teams are red. One are pirates. The other are, I guess, the Native Americans, right? We've seen David Schwartz dressed up in pirate outfits before. We've seen mentions of pirates before when it comes to XRP, right? X marks the spot, right? On treasure maps. So interesting, right? 7 rings, yep, 777, there you go. Tom Brady, yeah, man, he's awesome, dude. Tom Brady should run for president, why not? Actually, wouldn't be surprised if he did that in like 20 years. Like, imagine Tom Brady like at 60 or 50 and he's like president somehow. Wouldn't be too far-fetched, actually. But who knows what the future of politics is even, and the future of government as we know it. Hell, man, if they're rolling out Sophia robots to talk to the elderly, can they just roll out robots for government to just like you know, to actually do the jobs that politicians should be doing more, like, you know, better. The Super Bowl will determine the fate of the country. That is a possibility, Frogadelic. I mean, do you think that the Super Bowl, like, for example, do you think the Super Bowl last year, Chiefs versus the 49ers, was saying that there was going to be, because those are two red teams right there, and there's some gold symbolism right there. There's some gold symbolism actually with the Buccaneers, funny enough. So the Chiefs won. So did that mean that there was that's what they were talking about, the red, you know, the crash, right? It was foreshadowing a economic crash. So do you think it's foreshadowing yet again an economic crash that's going to be happening this year? Like, if the Chiefs win, it would be economic crash. If the Bucks win, it's not economic crash. Like, what's the thing here, right? Yeah, XRP Tiny Papa was talking about the Bucks going. And it's going to be interesting too. Apparently Coca-Cola and Pepsi are not going to have commercials for this year's Super Bowl. Says they're going to be leaving room for others to make commercials in, right? I'm interested to see what commercials we do end up getting at the Super Bowl. And guys, there's going to be so many eyes. This might be the most watched Super Bowl in history, for all we know. I don't know. I don't know how the TV ratings really have been going on for football. I doubt it would probably be big, because I think Super Bowl is usually, you know, viewed as such a big group event where you get into groups and like go to parties and stuff and watch the Super Bowl. But who knows? Maybe that means there's more people in their homes, maybe more people watching television, thus more televisions that have the Super Bowl on, right? But the thing is, it's kind of like a national holiday at this point, right? The Super Bowl. And I think there's going to be a ton of eyes on there, and there could be some opportunity to foreshadow some more agendas, right? Some people, you know, dude, I've seen tons of videos where people dissect what's J-Lo and Shakira's halftime show last year. I wonder what The Weeknd is going to be doing this year. No commercials, just no commercials equals censorship, although they get a news story. I get bags every day. This song has actually been in my head recently. And in a way, gold didn't really blast off, right, in 2020, and 49ers lost the Super Bowl. So then gold didn't really do well in 2020, right? I don't think it did, right? Or there's certainly a lot more room to go for. I'm very bullish on gold myself, so maybe if the Bucks win, that means gold starts to skyrocket. If Bucks lose, that means gold goes down. Oh, Bucks equals dollars. I like that, Frogadelic. Interesting. Ooh. Bucks equals dollars. Tom Brady equals the old way. Patrick Mahomes resembles the new way, right? Because they've already been talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs being a new dynasty, right? I mean, the Bucks aren't a dynasty, but Tom Brady's basically a dynasty himself, right? Hell, you're already having talks about quarterbacks in the NFL, like Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, and I'm sorry if I'm talking football to you guys, and I'll try to keep it short. But yeah, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, all these old quarterbacks that are thinking about retiring. You have Aaron Rodgers, who's kind of getting there up in age, and he's gonna leave. He's gonna probably leave the Packers to a new team, so that'll be a whole new guard as well. Oh yeah, Super Bowl, the big circle, yeah. Streetlight crypto moonbots making touchdowns. Dude, you know how the Nickelodeon's been streaming some football games and showing like the green slime coming out on touchdowns like as a visual effect? I think TV will become interactive like that in the future, where you'll get to like just put filters over television just for fun and whatever, and like see television the way you want to see it. And maybe that maybe there will be some crypto ones or something like that in the future. That's gonna be interesting, man. Entertainment is just gonna continue to evolve. Like there's gonna be all these new innovations, especially when we start going into that internet of value of streaming payments. It's, you know, the filter era is really starting to come in, where you can just put filters on images and other things and do whatever the hell you want with it. Manipulation of images is getting a lot easier too for the common man, right? Does the king of the UAE has his own deception? Who knows? What if President Xi steps down? What if Putin steps down, huh? Crypto robots reprogramming, it's the fourth industrial revolution without a doubt. And it's coming fast, right? It's coming really fast. Are our minds going to adapt, or are they going to automatically start rejecting and finding newer alternatives, disagreeing, right? They're fine. What's it called? The Super Bowl will determine the fate of the country. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be symbolic for sure. Economic crash will happen regardless, yeah. Bucks win, XRP goes to 589. That'd be crazy. The dollars will win. Well, Tom Brady's wife is a witch, so I'm sure she's going to be casting a ton of spells to make sure her husband wins the Super Bowl. Or at least performs well. That's the thing. Tom Brady either performs very well, but his team loses the Super Bowl, or Tom Brady performs so-so, but his team wins the Super Bowl, right? Sometimes he performs well and his team wins the Super Bowl, obviously. But if you look at the times that he lost to like the New York Giants, for example, or the Eagles, he performed great. He did his job, right? The team just lost him the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, Tom Brady, exactly, dude. Tom Brady brings the masses. Exactly. That's why I think there's going to be so many eyes on this particular Super Bowl, that it does provide some opportunities for whatever thing they want to do. Some people are saying the emergency broadcast system is going to be used. That there's so many crazy theories out there, and I'm not trying to act like they're truth or anything like that, but it's fun to entertain. You remember the blackout that happened at one Super Bowl? There was like a blackout that happened, right? So what if something similar, like I think it was the Ravens 49ers. So what if something similar happens, with this Super Bowl, whether there's a blackout or maybe, something, memorable happens for all of us. It is an event that all of us have our eyes on. I even shared I don't know if you guys remember this. I can't play the whole video, but and I certainly don't hope this, but I think this is more of a symbolism thing than it is like actually gonna happen. I really certainly don't hope that this would happen, right? So you guys remember this from The Dark Knight Rises, where the kid, it's at a football stadium, Bane visits, says the kid has a lovely singing voice, and then he says after the song, "Let the games begin," right? And we've heard talks about "So It Begins" and all that stuff, and we've heard some references to Hunger Games. So what if the Hunger Games that we've been foreshadowed just recently on the inauguration, What if the Hunger Games begin around Super Bowl time? Right? That the economic crash that, you know, we start to see what happens, right? Because that's what Bain says. He says, let the games begin, right? And bam, kickoff happens. And the stadium and the city around them starts to, you know, change. And look at this. Nobody, oh man, it's so funny, dude, because you guys know what 322 is, right? Look at this. The guys that are under target right here, or who are sitting in their booth, are at 322. I'll show you what 322 means. So the number 322 appears in Skull and Bones insignia and is widely reported to be significant as the year of Greek orator Demosthenes' death, right? And this Super Bowl, we have Skull and Bones as one of the teams participating, right? Right? So that's some interesting stuff with 322 there. And filmmakers, especially these high-budget, studio-crafted filmmakers, and these production designers, and all this stuff, and these producers, they know what they're doing when they release big-budget films. Nothing's by happenstance of what's in the frame. It all has a particular meaning. 322 has a particular meaning of why it's in the frame to even begin with, right? Could have been any other number, any other random number. Mr. TJ Michael, what are you saying damn to? Yeah, Frogadelic, what's up, man? Does anybody else know that Steve Mnuchin was a movie producer? That's crazy, man. When I found out about that, that was nuts, man. He has an IMDb page. That is crazy. Mr. TJ Michael, yeah, probably. Most definitely. Did Biden go to Harvard? I don't know. With hyperinflation, I buy all XRP bags on planet Jupiter, and when everyone owns a Lambo, yeah. My ex-wife's B-day was 322. That's funny, man. Brady Meckel, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Yep. Everybody knows what 322 was. Mr. TJ Michael, I'd like to, man. I think it's just tough because I'm probably going to get copyright, strikes for this, for even talking certain things that we talked about today, which just sucks because it's nice to just be able to speak freely without having to be aware, or not aware. Obviously, I'm aware of what I'm saying, but not having to worry about whether or not I get a, copyright strike or not on this, right? But anyways, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I think it was a good way to end it. I mean, dude, it's just getting red. I guess we're going into a red day. Who knows? I mean, we still got, over here on the west side for me, we still got tomorrow, and it can definitely change in a bit. But it looks like Theta is starting to do its thing. Atom's starting to revive a little bit. Atom was like at around $9. It's just consolidating pretty long right now. I think Tezos is taking a breather. Looks like things are starting to pick up again in the past hour after that dump. Excuse me. That's a shame. I feel you, man. But always good talking with the Blue Crew. I'll see you guys on the next one, that's for sure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for the 34 likes. Amazing, man. And the 20 viewers. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. Just every time we stream, man, it's always just good talking with the Blue Crew. You guys are amazing, man. I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you. BTC community, Atom community, Theta community, XRP community, LTC community, Doge community, Ocean community, Nano community, RSR community. All the communities out there. Distributed Ledger community, right? Bags community, Lady Enigma community, Berserker community, Mr. TJ Michael community. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Mr. TJ Michael's YouTube, Guy's already a legend. Just needs to be recognized. That's for sure. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Much love to y'all. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Much love to y'all. Ty, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Abe, thank you. Crypto Squirrel, Mr. A, Cookie Monster. Everybody in the stream, man. If I didn't even shout you out, you know, just much love to you. XRP Tiny Papa, Daniel XRP. All of you guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys soon. Adios. You guys are amazing. Can you take me with you when we blow up? When we blow in. This is too good of a song, Bags, man. All your songs, dude. Love it, man. Peace out, y'all. Adios.
Through the fire in the storm like the thorn, or we Thor, smashing like a hammer. XRP on my banner, watch out for them scammers, trying to steal all your glitz and glamour, cause we holding the standard, cause we holding the standard. Hey, bank money coming, keep on holding, don't be scolded, don't be folding, don't be fooling when we booming. Feeling bullish, reset BG, pull it. Rocket as you selling, looking bullish. Should've just held the coolest. That was stupid. This that rocket music, making you feel bullish. Go ahead and let the bulls in. If you ain't get it, bite the bullet. We going up, we booming. We going up. Can you take me with you when we blow up? Can you take me with you when we blow up? When we blowin', when we blowin', can you take me with you when we blow up? Can you take me with you when we blow up?